Wait, hear me out. There may be flashier and more powerful plants to choose from, but out of all of them, Sap Fling is easily my favorite. With that aside, I am of the opinion that in general, Sap Fling is still a massively underrated plant, and I'm gonna explain to you why. To start off, let's look into the history of the plant and see how much Sap Fling has changed over time. So, little tidbit about me. I've actually been playing this game since it first launched, so I've been around to see the many twists and turns of the game. So, when Sap Fling came out, it was a little different than how it is now. First of all, it was premium instead of genium, and secondly, it was originally at a 150 sunk cost. This led to many people just not finding the plant worth it, since the sunk cost was way too high for a plant that did no damage. Luckily for Sap Fling, later on it received a buff which cut its sunk cost down by half, which is one of the biggest buffs any plant has ever received in the game. But let's see what it means for my boy nowadays. So let's look into Sap Fling so I can explain to you why it's underrated. Firstly, we need to understand PvZ2's plant selection as a whole. Different plants have distinct roles that they need to serve. You can really divide them into 4 categories. You have sun producers, permanent attackers, defense, and support. Sap Fling would fall in line as a staller, so therefore it's a support plant. So let's see how to properly use it as a supportive stalling plant. The first thing to note is that it's really cheap at a measly 75 sun. It's really easy to get one column down of these guys down, and one column is really all you need. Secondly, Sap Fling's gimmick is that it slows zombies down without dealing any damage. This is huge because then it's able to stall for as long as you really want to. PvZ2 has a hidden mechanic that it doesn't tell players. That is the fact that as you do damage to zombies, that is going to speed the level along and throw more zombies at you. In the early game, we need as much time as we can get to build up as much sun as we can so we can get our attackers down in an efficient manner. So Sap Fling is perfectly equipped at stalling the level to give us more time to get our defense going. Granted, you are going to have to get rid of zombies somehow. Taking in something like Squash or Chili Bean would work, but you could also use some attackers to take out the first couple, then shovel them up so you can keep stalling. This is huge because Sap Fling is the only staller in the game to permanently stall the entire level at a cheap cost. Now the use of the plant is only half of the equation. The second part is synergy. So now that we know how to use Sap Fling, what attackers does it work best with? Well, pretty much everything. Since it slows zombies with no drawback, it can really go alongside anything, which means its versatility is endless. It's obviously going to work best with fire plants, but also high sunk cost plants. Pairing it with plants like melon pult, pea pod, banana launcher, and even magnifying grass are deadly combinations. In fact, it's better to use Sap Fling and melon pult over winter melon since it saves you 100 sun, so it's more cost efficient. The more you know. So, does Sap Fling have any weaknesses? Well, it has a couple drawbacks. The first is that it's pretty much useless in Big Wave Beach for obvious reasons. Secondly is the fact that in order to take full advantage of its abilities, you have to place them in the back, which takes up a column that you would otherwise put your attackers in, which is also why he works best alongside the higher cost plants, since they typically do the most amount of damage. But that's really about it. So, what worlds are the best to use Sap Fling in? Besides Beach, there's no world that it doesn't perform well in. But out of the 10, I'd say he's most valuable in Neon Mixtape Tour as the music speeds up or slows the zombies down. If the zombies are speeding up, then Sap Fling can reduce their speed, giving you more control over the situation. And if they're slowing down, then well, this is just rude. So that's Sap Fling, my favorite plant, and I will always see it as underrated, and one of my go-tos for this game. Also, side note, another reason he's my favorite is because he's got my favorite design. Like, come on, look at him. Well, that's that. Leave a comment if you 1000% agree with me, or tell me why I'm absolutely wrong about everything. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully it does well, because I have a lot of things I want to do here. Well, that's going to be it from me, and I'll see you in the next one.